Superheroes are awesome, but what would a superhero be without their villains? A better question, which superheroes got the best set of supervillains? Before we start, it's important to note that there's probably a limited group of superheroes here. And those are, as I like to call it, the big three. Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. Wonder Woman, we don't like you, so you can just, screw off. I'm gonna try to include other villains as well, but it will be rather difficult for them to compete against these guys right here. Starting out strongly, we have Superman. And of course, his primary villain is Lex Luthor. What makes Lex stand out as a villain is his intelligence. He isn't this villain that got immense physical gifts. Instead, he's regarded as, the smartest man on the planet, making him a dangerous foe because he challenges Superman in different ways. By attacking his loved ones, or painting him as a threat, or combining high-tech, Earth technology with kryptonite, or creating supervillains that can fight Superman. One noteworthy thing that he's done is to become, the president of the United States. To become nice English asshole. And his first act as president was to declare Superman as public enemy number one. And in the process offering $1 billion to anyone that can, bring him in. Of course, we see many different fights. Superman versus Mongol. Batman versus Lady Shiva. I don't know where Batman came from because, it's a Superman thing. Coming in the second spot, I think, we have Darkseid. Now people will probably say, hey, this guy's a Justice League, shut up. Shut up, this dude right here is a Superman villain. Why? Because every time he comes across Earth's heroes, it's always Superman that's battling him head on. Of course, the others sort of chip in, but without Superman, they would be completely destroyed. Now, why is this guy on the list? Mainly because his goal is to, rule the universe by acquiring the anti-life equation, giving him the possibility to rule over every person in the universe. Pretty nice, haha, or not nice, but you get the point. And of course, him being basically a god that can match Superman in strength, intelligence, special abilities like Omega Death Beams, makes him pretty brutally epic. Coming in here, we have Doomsday. And why is this man on the list? Well, he's simply the only living creature that's killed Superman. I mean, that feat alone puts you on any list, combined with his design and concept art being awesome. A monster that can't be killed. Every time he's killed, he comes back stronger and unkillable in the way he died last time. So, we've covered 3 extremely great Superman villains. Man, I can't even speak. Other noteworthy villains are, of course, Brainiac, Bizarro, General Zod, and Metallo, Metal Guy. And this guy right here, Mr. Mr. Syphilis, I can't pronounce his name. Anyway, moving on from Superman, we get to Batman. And one of his most underrated villains, I would say, is the Riddler. The reason why I believe he's underrated is because he's challenging Batman in a different way. Other villains often challenge him physically, but this man right here challenges Batman's brain, forcing him to always be sharp by solving extremely difficult riddles and puzzles. How often do you see a lunatic providing difficult riddles that has the answers to his plans and location? Never, dude, never. It's like a real-life serial killer. And also it's the reason as to why he's got the name Detective. Because, solving difficult riddles. Dude, I'm like falling apart during this documentary commentary. My nose is like all screwed and my throat is just killing me. Anyway, moving on, we have Bane. Why is Bane epic? Well, he's the man that was able to break the bat. Break his back with an insane wrestling move. And what's great about Batman getting his back broken is that it wasn't a random brawl on the street. It was Bane finding out Batman's identity, then breaking out supervillains from Arkham Asylum, and just forcing Batman to capture them and just tire himself out. Then we get to another underrated villain, Ra's al Ghul. I'm literally calling everyone underrated, but I think it's such a unique villain, dude. Some people would even call him an anti-villain, in the sense that his goal isn't to kill innocent people. It's to rid the world of evil people. People like thieves, burglar, and this man right here. Now, is that such a bad thing? I mean, no. What's bad is the method. Being part of a secretive ninja organization that kills people, combined with him being immortal because of the Lazarus Pit. And of course he wants Batman to be his heir and just marry his daughter. Batman refuses, of course, because he's not a lunatic that kills people. And I think he's a bit homosexual because he doesn't want to sleep with this man's daughter. And instead he decides to fight him wearing no shirt. I mean, very, very sus there. Moving on, I've saved the best for last. Of course I'm talking about the Joker. Arguably the greatest villain of all time. Probably the greatest villain of all time, if I'm gonna be honest. What makes Joker so great is the mental strain he's put on Batman. Killing Jason Todd, crippling Barbara Gordon, Barbara Gordon attacking the commissioner, yeah. Batman's always contemplating killing him, subjecting him to all the evil things he's done. But if he crosses that line, then he won't come back. Obviously, some famous storylines are when he killed Jason Todd, or when he crippled Barbara Gordon, or the story of the three Jokers. I mentioned three awesome villains right here. Other noteworthy villains are Catwoman, Clayface, the Penguin, Two-Face, Killer Croc, and so on. Now we get to my favorite superhero of all time, Spider-Man. And his villains are just awesome. Probably my favorite Spider-Man villain is Doc Ock. And the thing with Doc Ock is that his goal isn't to just kill Spider-Man. His goals are often related to some scientific thing, or ruling the world, or getting a lot of money. Spider-Man's just someone that constantly gets in the way. Moving on, we get to Kraven, another underrated villain that made his first appearance in Spider-Man issue 15. What's so unique about this villain is that he isn't interested in dominating the world. He's someone that loves the thrill of the hunt, having hunted and caught every possible animal on the planet. Okay, that's an over-exaggeration because, you know, he hasn't hunted a blue whale, but you get the point. He's tired and bored, man. He wants a new challenge. So why not Spider-Man? Super strong, super fast, super agile. It's the perfect challenge. A challenge that he actually completed once. Completed by capturing and sort of killing Spider-Man, or drugging him and making him sort of dead. Dead to the point that he was sedated for 4 weeks in a grave. Spider-Man escapes only to find an insane Kraven that says that he's done. I've completed the hunt. Then he just blasts himself. Nice sadistic ending, man. Moving on, we get to objectively the greatest Spider-Man villain of all time. Why? Well, he's the one that sort of found out Spider-Man's secret identity, then sort of killed his girlfriend Gwen Stacy, can't speak, then returned from the dead and just made Peter Parker and Mary Jane's life awful. Yeah, dude, I really can't speak. Hurting MJ's acting career. The whole Clone Saga thing, where he made Spider-Man believe he was a fake copy, combined with him having super strength, super intelligence, and just being completely insane, dude. Other noteworthy villains are, of course, the Vulture, the Rhino, Venom, Carnage, Sandman, and many more. Before ranking the different rogues galleries and revealing who's got the best villains, we need some honorable mentions. One of those is Red Skull, the arch nemesis of Captain America, making his appearance in Captain America issue 1 back in 1940, dude. Sadistic guy that wants to destroy America and the free world. Black Manta is another great villain. Of course, the enemy of Aquaman, making his first appearance in Aquaman issue 35 back in 1967. He just wants to casually destroy Aquaman and Atlantis and just rule the seas using his advanced and epic technology. The final villain that I'm gonna present here is Ultron, one of the Avengers' greatest enemies, who made his first appearance in Avengers issue 54. So here we are, the final ranking. And I'm gonna be honest, Superman's Rogues Gallery has definitely convinced me. Obviously I knew about these villains, but talking and reading about them has just made me realize how epic they are and the impact they've had on Superman. But I still put them in a third place, mainly because the list isn't that long. It's sort of like 5 very recognizable villains, but other than that, yeah. In second place, and it pains me to say this, I'm putting Spider-Man. Why? Well, I love his villains, but you could argue that a lot of them are similar in terms of what their goals are. Most of them wants to get a lot of money and power. The Shocker, Rhino, Hobgoblin, Doc Ock, the Scorpion, Green Goblin, Venom, and Carnage are probably the ones that are pretty significant, or pretty unique I should say, and have different motives. Looking at Batman, you have the Joker, the Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, Clayface, Killer Croc, Bane, Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, like the list goes on and on and on. And all of these guys have their one twisted motivation that is, you know, personal to them. The Joker is just insane. The Riddler wants to beat Batman on the mental plane. Ra's al Ghul wants to cleanse the world from evil and make Batman his heir. Clayface is a victim that only wants to be cured / be an actor, yeah. Killer Croc was born with a disease that turned him into a crocodile. Poison Ivy wants to save every plant on the planet. Bane wants to defeat Batman because of, you know, horrific dreams that he had as a child. Horrific dreams about a bat. And Scarecrow, he just wants to study the human mind by exposing it to constant fear. There's so many variations here. I mean, just look at this man right here, Mad Hatter. Some guy that believes that he's, you know, friends with Alice in Wonderland. So objectively speaking, Batman's villains must be number 1. So to all the Spider-Man and Superman fanboys out there, just stop it! Stop it!